The greatest investment today is God-given investment in our families. Fathers, this is a day in which you are honored. Yes. And by rights, yeah, you should be. Because you are the leader. Supposed to be the spiritual leader. The one who leads in a love relationship. The one who demonstrates 1 Corinthians chapter 13. That is the love chapter. Read it. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And you know how love acts. Doesn't describe how it feels. Love is not that feeling. Love is an action. And you demonstrate that to your children. The greatest investment I believe you could give them would be to give them love for their mother. The word says in Ephesians chapter 5 and in chapter 6 that we as husbands should love our wives. You know, I believe you could give your kids the greatest gift that they could ever have, you know, in their opinion. What it be, if maybe a car, you know, or some precious jewel, and they look at it and they treasure it. You know, I believe with all my heart they'd gladly give all of that up just so they'd see peace and love between mom and dad. So one of the greatest gifts I believe you can give your kids is to love their mother. And the second gift is found in chapter 6, is to love them enough to nourish them. And I don't mean just with food, I'm talking about nourish them with good teaching, the word, and not just speaking, not like, well, do as I say, not as I do. No, demonstrate to them what love is all about, what life really is all about, and what the word says about life. What can I give them, my kids, that would be a treasure to them? I believe one of the greatest gifts that you can give them besides loving their mother is to give them your time. Time. Wow. Just to sit down and just eyeball to eyeball, face to face, talking with them, listening to them. And you know, it doesn't take long. If you took this 15 minutes of your day and you sat down and gave them total attention, you know, they would love that more than anything you could give them. And they'd go happily on their way. Because you see, it's not a matter of all day long giving them attention. It's just giving them what they want, what they need at that given moment. I was doing the funeral of a father 2 weeks ago, and I always call the family because I want to know as much about the deceased as I can. And so I was speaking with the daughters of this man who was about 86 years of age. And I said, well, tell me a little bit about your dad. A lot of them would say, well, he was a good man, he worked hard, and you know, things like that. Not these two daughters. They started speaking about their dad and couldn't stop. In fact, I couldn't get a word in edgewise for about, I guess, 20 minutes. I filled an entire page of notes just listening to what they had to say about their dad. All the time thinking, boy, I sure hope my kids are able to say that about me. Oh my. You see, this dad gave them time. They said that he loved golf, and he'd like to watch golf matches on TV. And for an instance, one day he was watching a match. It was coming to the last hole, and his favorite player was about to do a putt, and they were outside. And they said, Dad, we need your help. Not in a panic way, just, Dad, we need your help. And they said their dad got up from that place, went outside, and what it was their chain had come off of their bicycle. And he just fixed it and watched them play. That impressed them because it showed them that they were more important than anything else. And that is one of the ways in which we invest in them. You see, Kids don't care about how much money you make and what kind of fancy job or career you've got. They just want to have Dad. I'm so glad that I was blessed with a dad like that. My dad would let me be with him all the time, anywhere, no matter what kind of business transaction he was doing. I was able to be there with him. I listened to him. I was taught by him. And he gave me time. Time. So love the mom and spend time with your kids. You'll never regret it. Greatest investment that you'll ever have. Investing in them. There's a song that when I traveled as an evangelist, I had a real hard time listening to because I was away from my family. I didn't like that, but I was an evangelist and I was about the Heavenly Father's business. So I had to go when I was called, but I never went, and I scheduled everything around their birthdays, their recitals, their plays. I did never, but one time, and it's because the plane was delayed, did I ever miss anything of my kids. They are important to me now and as well as then. And now my grandkids are taking over. Thank God that we can spend time with them. This song brought more tears to my eyes than any other song that I heard while I was traveling. A child arrived the other day, came to the world the usual way, but there were planes to catch, bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away. He was talking before I knew it, and then he would say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad, you know I'm gonna be like you. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, come on, let's play. Could you teach me to throw? I said, not today, I got lots to do. He said, that's okay. And then he walked away with a smile on his face, saying, I'm gonna be like him, yeah, you know I'm gonna be like him. Well, he came home from college the other day, so much like a man I just had to say, I'm proud of you, could you sit for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'd really feel like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later, may I have them, please? And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, son. We'll have a good time then. I've long since retired, my son's moved away. Called him up just the other day. I said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time. You see, my job is a hassle and my kids got the flu. It's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, my son was just like me, yeah. My son was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. We're gonna have a good time then. Hard song to sing, very sad, but it doesn't have to be that way with us. We can spend time with our kids. I'm so thankful God gave me the gift of a son and a daughter. I want to continue to invest in them and invest in their family, because that is the greatest investment of all. Happy Father's Day.